all today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashmati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago, Elgin.
Hare Krishna, Yashomati Priya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Shama Guru Devi Dasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your valuable association. Hare Krishna. Thank you so
Hare
much for
Krishna.
all everyday class of Bhagavatam, Mataji, arranging the
Hare
speakers.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devadasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association. Thank you so much for all your services on Bhakti Sangha, Mataji. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidas from Raleigh.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call every day and giving us your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assembled devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Vrinda from Atlanta, Paniyati Dham.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call every day and giving us your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Mumbai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for the session of Srimad Bhagavatam, which will be given by His Grace Keshavanand Prabhu. So before moving on to the call, I would like to hand over call to Her Grace Sundarangi Radha Mataji. Mataji, are you there?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Please accept my
Hare
pranam.
Krishna. Yeah.
Glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna
Sorry,
Mataji. Please
Mataji.
accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Over to
Thank
you,
you
Mataji.
for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Here is a brief introduction about today's speaker, His Grace Keshavanand Prabhu. Prabhuji was a professional doctor for many years and he is now a practicing monk. Since the last 20 years, he has conducted extensive research and authored books in the field of science and spirituality. He feels the rift between science and spirituality must disappear to bring peace in the world. Spirituality is a superstition and a myth. Science is materialistic and atheistic. A new approach to life is needed today that can bring the best of both. Science must re-embrace spirituality and be humble to admit its defect, flaws, ignorance, and spirituality must base itself on sound scientific and rational ideas. Yes, Ananda Prabhuji studied both Vedic and Western philosophy. Besides learning Sanskrit, he also learned Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, and Kannada to know about other traditions. His persistent endeavor in the field of science and spirituality has enabled him to come up with the seminars on diverse topics like science and Vedas. Mind and machines, science fails to explain life, consciousness, and beyond, etc. That he has presented in various colleges in India, Europe, and America under the guidance of his spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami. He has also started a Gurukula, a traditional system of Vedic education in Punjab, India, where children learn the ancient Vedic culture and values. Besides, he has started a farm community. The community has a traditional way of living with mud huts and thatched roof with cows, and of course, farming. The communities will set a model for the whole world to show how to live a life based on the principle of simple living and high thinking. All glories to Prabhuji's all wonderful services. Hare Krishna Mataji, over to you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji. Very nice introduction about Prabhuji. Prabhuji is having so much of nice services, and thank you so much, Mataji, for reading that introduction about Prabhuji. We have Prabhuji on call. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. Please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call and giving us your association. And today's verse, Hare Krishna to your duties. I once again welcome all of you to the call. And today's verse will be from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 7, verses 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, so you can go ahead and read that if anybody wants to read.
Yeah, okay, sure, Prabhu. Induleka Mataji.
Sure, Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 7, text 1 to 3. Chapter 7 is entitled Lord Shiva Saves the Universe by Drinking Poison. Text 1. Shishaka Vacha Tenaga Rajam Amrintya Falabhagena Vasukim Pariviyam Girau Tasmin Netram Abdhim Mudanvita Are Bhire Surayata Amritarte Kurudvaha. Translation. Shukadev Goswami said, O best of the Kurus, Maharaj Parikshit, the demigods and demons summoned Vasuki, king of serpents, requesting him to come and promising to give him a share of the nectar. They coiled Vasuki around Mandara mountain as a churning rope, and with great pleasure they endeavored to produce nectar by churning the ocean of milk. Text 2. Hari Purastaj Gahre Purvam Devastatho Bhavan. Translation. The personality of Godhead Ajita grasped the front portion of the snake and then the demigods followed. Text 3. Tanne chan daitya patayo mahapurusha cheshtitam nagra Granimo vayam pucham ahir angam amangalam swadhyaya shruta sampanna prakhyata janma karma bhi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The leaders of the demons thought it unwise to hold the tail, the inauspicious portion of the snake. Instead, they wanted to hold the front, which had been taken by the personality of Godhead and the demigods, because that portion was auspicious and glorious. Thus, the demons, on the plea that they were all highly advanced students of Vedic knowledge and were all famous for their birth and activities, protested that they wanted to hold the front of the snake. Purport: the demons thought that the front of the snake was auspicious and that catching hold of that person would be more chivalrous. Moreover, Daityas must always do the opposite of the demigods. That is their nature. We have actually seen this in our relationship to our Krishna consciousness movement. We are advocating cow protection and encouraging people to drink more milk and eat palatable preparations made of milk. But the demons, just to protest such proposals, are claiming that they are advanced in scientific knowledge, as described here by the words Swadhyaya Shruta Sampanna. They say that according to their scientific ways, they have discovered that milk is dangerous, that the beef obtained by killing cows is very nutritious. This difference of opinion will always continue. Indeed, it has existed since days of yore. Millions of years ago, there was the same competition. The demons, as a result of their so called Vedic studies, prefer to hold the side of the snake near the mouth. The Supreme Personality of Godhead thought it wise to catch hold of the dangerous part of the snake and allowed the demons to hold the tail, which was not dangerous. But because of a competitive desire, the demons thought it wise to hold the snake near the mouth. If the demigods were going to drink poison, the demons would resolve, why should we not share the poison and die gloriously by drinking it? In regard to the word Swadhyaya Shruta Sampanna Prakhyata Janma Karmabhi, another question may be raised. If one is actually educated in Vedic knowledge, is famous by performing prescribed activities, and has been born in a great aristocratic family, why should he be called a demon? The answer is that one may be highly educated and may have been born in an aristocratic family, but if he is godless, if he does not listen to the instructions of God, then he is a demon. There are many examples in history of men like Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, and Kamsa who were well educated, who were born in aristocratic families, and who were very powerful and chivalrous in fighting, but who, because of deriding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, were called Rakshasas or demons. One may be very well educated, but if he has no sense of Krishna consciousness, no obedience to the Supreme Lord, he is a demon. That is described by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita 7:15. Namam dushkriti no mudha prapadyante naradhama mayaya partha ajnana asuram bhavamashrita. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Asuram bhavam refers to not accepting the existence of God or the transcendental instructions of the personality of Godhead. Bhagavad Gita clearly consists of transcendental instructions imparted directly by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But asuras, instead of accepting these instructions directly, make commentaries according to their own whimsical ways and mislead everyone without profit even for themselves. One should therefore be very careful of demoniac, godless persons. According to the words of Lord Krishna, even if a godless demon is very well educated, he must be considered a Muda, Naradhama, and Maya Partha Jnana. Hare Krishna.
Nice, come. Thank you. Hare Krishna, you can all hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so I'll just begin. I just need to adjust my thing and then. Just give me a minute. Hmm. Okay, now I'll start. Okay, yeah. So I'll just begin. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. That's all. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guru Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Shunyavadi Vaishadishti. So, Nagaraj Mantra. Okay, so this is the chapter, a new chapter beginning. Lord Shiva saves the universe by poison. And I don't want to go in details of the story. Everybody knows demons and demigods. They are all uh, trying to form a truce, a friendship to actually uh, gain nectar from the ocean. That's their that's their aim. Actually, this was advised by Lord Vishnu himself, demigods, because demigods lost everything to demons, the whole kingdom, and they wanted to have a solution for that. So Lord Vishnu suggested, okay, try for nectar, but for that you have to churn the ocean. For churning the ocean, you need help of demons. Alone you can't do. And so, in one sense, Lord Vishnu crushed the pride of demigods. They lost the kingdom because they were proud. And the solution for this problem of gaining back the kingdom was also to become humble. That was a solution actually. Solution was not churning the ocean. That was not really the intent of Lord Vishnu. The solution was to become humble because the problem was their false ego. Because of their false ego, they lost the entire kingdom. Indra became unnecessarily puffed up, and we all know the story. And Brahaspati cursed him, and demons became powerful. Shukracharya could understand that, and he could understand that they have offended their guru out of pride, and thus they are powerless. And he attacked them, and he actually conquered the entire Swarglok. And demigods were on roads. So the problem was their pride, and the solution was to be humble. And the Vishnu gave him the solution. Okay, go and bow down in front of demons to actually gain nectar back, to gain the nectar, and that's how you can become strong and then defeat demigods. But the nectar was not the point. The day demigods lost because uh, they digressed from the path of dharma. That was the problem. And Krishna suggested them, Vishnu suggested them to go back on the path of dharma. And the path of dharma suggests to be humble. Because you see, in dharma, in religion, there are so many qualities. There's so many qualities mentioned: truth, satya, tapa, austerities, arjavam, simplicity, and what else? Charity. These are all dharmic qualities. And when you lose them, then you lose your strength. So, but all these qualities, the base, the queen of all these qualities is humbleness. Without humbleness, all these qualities have no value. Just like without mother, children are orphan. No matter they might remain with some king or some prince or in a big mansion under protection of uh, great people, but without mother, they're orphan. So similarly, without humbleness, all these qualities have absolutely no value. That's why humbleness is called the queen of all qualities. That's why Mahaprabhu said, Trinadapi Sunichena. That's why he recommended, be humble. And then you can do Sada Kirtana. Then you can always chant the glories of of Krishna. Why? Because once the mother comes, children will follow. So Mahaprabhu didn't say just be humble and reject all other qualities of dharma. That was not the idea. The idea was become humble and all the qualities will follow themselves. And that is why when a devotee uh, performs devotion, it is expected that automatically all good qualities will manifest in his life. Why? Because he's practicing one quality, which is the queen of all qualities, that is humbleness. So, so you have seen when the mother walks, the children walk behind them. Small children, 1 year, 2 years, they will all follow the mother. The mother enters the room, children will enter the room. Similarly, humbleness. That's why Mahaprabhu focused on humbleness. And that is why when we perform devotion, it is expected that all good qualities should manifest in the life of devotee. It's not just humbleness. That's not the point. So that is why demigods, they had all good qualities. That's why they are demigods. Demons have all bad qualities. That's why they are demons. Asura, demigods are called Sura. Sura means, Sura in Sanskrit means song. Sur, Lay, Tal, Rag. You might have heard this in music. Sura means song. Their life, and song means harmony, actually. Song means harmony. You cannot sing a song without harmonizing your speech, your words, music, the tal, the lay, the rag, they all has to be harmonized together. That's a song. In speaking, you don't need to do all these things. So Sura means who can harmonize their life with God and with nature. These are demigods. They can connect with God and with nature. And how do they do that? By developing good qualities. Good qualities, dharma qualities, helps us connecting with God and material nature. And because demons, they don't have good qualities, that's why they are called asura. They cannot connect with nature and connect with God. They cannot harmonize with the entire creation. And that's why they exploit it. That's why they're called asura. Sura. So uh, demigods, they have all good qualities, but they lost one good quality. It's queen of all qualities, humbleness. That's why they disregarded their own guru. They not just disregarded their own guru, they also offended Vishnu. Indra did that. And they became proud. And thus, all their good qualities had no meaning in the eyes of Lord Vishnu. And they lost all their power. That's why. And demons conquered them. So they went to Vishnu and they asked for a solution. Vishnu said, okay, see, Lord Vishnu could have told, I will help you and I will take an incarnation and get back the kingdom as he usually does. Varahadev, Narsimdev, Varahadev, he reclaimed the earth. Kansa, he came Krishna avatar to kill him. He helped demigods. And all avatars he does that. Indrari Vagunam Lokam Vidyanti Yogi. But in this pastime, this was special. He didn't take a direct incarnation. He took incarnation to help them. But he didn't take an incarnation to just reclaim their lost kingdom for them. They had to work. And he assisted. That's what he did. And he suggested them a solution. The suggestion was learn humbleness. Now, how do you learn humbleness? Demigods. Now, Vishnu came up with a unique plan. He said, churn for nectar. Now, why do demigods need nectar? When Krishna is there, when Vishnu is there with them, what nectar will do? Why do we need a nectar? Why do we need Amrita? And the source of Amrita is right there with them, Lord Vishnu. But nevertheless, Vishnu said, no, you should get the Amrita. Okay, fine, demigod said. But then Vishnu said, but for that, you have to make friends with demons. Now that was a proposal which actually shocked. Go and make friends with demons. Come on. Demigods would prefer death rather than making friends with demons. That's not possible. But Vishnu said you should do that. And that would crush the pride of demigods. They would know how to bow down. They didn't bow down in front of their guru. Now they must bow down in front of demons. Their very arch enemy whom they want to destroy. Now they have to bow down. That's the solution of Vishnu, you see. They learned how to bow down. And this is very important point of this pastime. Although most of the speakers, when they talk about this pastime, they talk about nectar and they talk about Kurma avatar and talk about Ajit avatar and so many things. But that's not the main thing. That's a style of Vishnu. That is a style of Vishnu. That is a style of Krishna. He diagnoses the problem and he gives the solution to the point. Problem is pride, the solution is humbleness. You see, full stop. But how to make them humble? For that, he has to come up with a plan. He has to come up with a plan. Because no one, you see the point. If I'm proud, I'll not be able to understand what is humbleness just by one lecture. Lord Vishnu could have given a lecture to all the demigods when they went for help to him. Okay, blah, 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 demigods, you know what, you should be humble and this is humility. And, demigods could have made notes and, like revise everything and they would have become humble. It doesn't happen like that. That is why you need to do something. You need to, if you want to become humble, if you are proud, if you find yourself proud, and definitely we have to do something. We have to come with a plan to execute in our life, which will help us be humble. Either you do or Guru will give you a plan. In this case, Lord Vishnu is directly in contact with demigods. He's the Guru. We came up with a plan. Okay, fine, do this. So now demigods were forced to bow down in front of demons, forced to become humble because they needed nectar. They needed it. And that was a plan. Krishna created a need, and to achieve that need, they had to become humble. That's his intelligence. That is Krishna. That is his whole pastime. Entire pastime is this. And of course, that is what Krishna does with his devotees. That is why it is said Krishna accepts his devotees. That means he is a Bhakt Vatsala. What that means, he takes care of the devotees and also he helps them to overcome their faults. And the method he uses to help them to overcome their faults is tailored according to that individual. Now, his method to make you good and remove your pride and other bad qualities maybe um, what do we say? Maybe not palatable to us, just like it was not palatable to demigods. They were shocked and they revolted for some time. But Vishnu said, well, this is the only way. And he also said one thing, if you read carefully, he also said, many things will appear from churning this ocean. There will be many jewels, many other gifts, but don't be tempted by them. If demons ask for them, give them. Now, this was another blow to them because this would make them humble, further humble. There are so many things, beautiful things, Kastuba, jewel, Ucha Shriva, horse, and then even Lakshmi. And so many things were produced from those churning of ocean. But Krishna said, no, no, don't be tempted. Don't be tempted. So pride makes you, pride will make you fall in temptations. That's the function of pride. From ahankar comes kama, lust, because you think I am important. That's why you think everything should be for me. You see, I am important. That's pride. The next step is everything is for me. That lust. That's why Krishna said, don't be tempted. So that will also help them to crush their pride. Because to stop temptations, for them or for us, we have to understand I am not important. Otherwise, it's impossible to stop temptations. You have to crush your pride to get above all temptations. Krishna is important. He should get things. He should get the best of best, not I. And that's how we can overcome lust. You see, if Srila Prabhupada went to a museum in New York and he was seeing these pictures of supermodels, half naked, Prabhupada was Prabhupada was seeing them and he was saying, wow, so nice pictures. And all his sannyasi disciples, they were looking down. They were saying, come on, how we're going to see all these naked females, the most beautiful females, supermodels. Then Prabhupada said, well, when I saw them, I was thinking, this is perfect beauty and this should be for Krishna. You see, that's how you conquer lust. So pride is a base of lust. Pride is at the base of temptations. And that's why Krishna said, don't be tempted. And to overcome temptations of these great gifts, Kastuba, jewel, Shrava, horse, and so many things, Airavat. I think Airavat was also from that ocean of joy. So many things. But to stop the temptations, they have to bring in mind, well, I am not important. Or, they have to think like this. Or they have to think, well, it's the order of Vishnu. So I should not be tempted. And that also crushes pride. It's the order of Vishnu. Vishnu is important. His order is important than my importance. So that's the second thing Vishnu did. He did that. So his plans and his suggestions were helping them to overcome the fault. And once they overcome their fault and become dharmic again, they become automatically powerful. They will not need nectar, by the way. You don't need nectar to become strong. It's not the point. You need purity. Prabhupada said, purity is force. Automatically strength comes. Prabhupada never said nectar is force. This was all a game to induce demigods to this what do we say? This temptation for nectar, by the way, was to induce demigods to bow down in front of demons and leave other temptations. So in the process, they become pure and follow the orders of God. So in the process, they become humble, they become pure. And they automatically will actually gain strength. Why? Because once they become pure, Vishnu will help them. Vishnu will help them. And that's why he helped them, by the way. He took incarnation of Ajit. It's mentioned here. Because even demigods and demons, they were unable to carry the mountain. But because they followed the suggestion of Vishnu, they followed his order, he was obliged to help them. He took form of Ajit and he carried the mountain. And later you'll see he himself churn the mountain. When demigods and demons, they will become completely tired by churning the mountain, by using Vasuki as a rope. He himself churns. Why does he do that? He favors demigods? No. He favors righteousness. Vishnu doesn't favor them. So although Bhagavatam says, Indradi Vyakulam Loke Nityanti Yoge, Bhagavatam says, whenever Indra enemies rise, I take up that challenge and defeat all his enemies. But Krishna is not on the side of Indra. Krishna is on the side of righteousness. Because Indra and demigods are on the side of righteousness, that's why Krishna helps him. Same with us, all of us. Exactly same. If we are not pure and we are not on the side of righteousness, we chant Hare Krishna, we do devotion, but we do nonsense in our life. Or in the heart, we're thinking something else. Our intentions are wrong. Then what happens is Krishna doesn't help us. Even though we will be chanting Hare Krishna, even though we will be doing whatever Sunday programs, prasad, whatever we do. But then his help doesn't come. But nevertheless, his help comes because Krishna will see that you are deviating from the path and he will give a plan and he will make you execute that as some kind of chal, let's say. And in the process, you will learn your qualities will disappear. Your bad qualities will disappear and it will become good. That's what he does. That's how he actually helps his devotees. So uh, his plans are grave. You can't understand his planning. You can't understand his actions. That's why Rupa Goswami gives this quality of Vishnu, gravity. He is extremely grave. You can't understand his thoughts. You can't understand his planning. You can't understand his suggestions. You can't understand his way of workings. It's beyond our understanding. Achinte khalu e bhava. But one thing we can understand: whatever he does is for welfare of us, and we must go through his plan, in spite of the fact it might seem absolutely painful to us. For demigods, it was if you put yourself in the shoes of demigods, you will see it is absolutely painful for them to actually go in front of demons and then leave all these temptations. For what? For demons? All these gifts, Vishnu said, don't be tempted, give it to demons. So what the hell is happening? We have to give, you have to churn the ocean and then make friends with them and give the gifts to them. In the end, we'll get nectar. Who knows? Maybe demons will fight with us and snatch the nectar away. That was dicey. But nevertheless, it was very painful for them. But nevertheless, they did that, followed that. That's the teaching of this whole three verses. And Prabhupada brings very important point in the purport. Prabhupada said this is the difference between demons and demigods. Demons are proud and demigods are humble. And that's why demons always lose, demigods always wins. And that's why Vishnu helps demigods. Because that is the queen of all qualities. That is the base of dharma. And Prabhupada brings interesting point. Prabhupada says demons are proud of their, it is said here, let's see. Prabhupada brings this point. It is said here, so Swadhyaya Shruta Sampanna. Demons are very proud. What they're proud of? Swadhyaya Shruta Sampanna. They're very proud of the Swadhyaya. They're reading Shruta, the understanding, the logic, the intelligence. They're very proud of that, just like scientists today. They're very proud of their learning. And thus, most of the academic scientists in the academic lobby in the mainstream, they're all atheists. They're all atheists, number one. So they're all proud, isn't it? Just like all these demons, they were proud. And because of this pride, what they did, they wanted to hold the mouth of the Vasuki, not the tail. They said, oh, come on, we are not like so dumb to catch the tail. We are superior to demigods. We'll catch the mouth. And this was really disastrous for them because from Vasuki's mouth there was fire being produced directly on demons, and they were losing their strength. But in the pride they couldn't see. And Prabhupada mentions here, demons thought, well, it's better to Prabhupada mentions, why should we not share the poison and die gloriously by drinking it? If demigods, this churning of ocean produced the poison, and if demigods would have resolved to drink poison, demons would have snatched from them the poison and drank themselves. This is demons because they are blinded by pride and they can't see what's happening, what's right, what's wrong. Pride blinds you, and that is demons. Right? That's why they can't recognize Vishnu. He's God. They can't surrender to him. They cannot be humble. They cannot follow his orders. And demigods, in one sense, they became demons by actually offending their guru, disobeying their orders, and the garland of Vishnu. We all know the history. And Krishna thought, we have to bring them back to the status of demigod. It doesn't, demigods behaving like demons, it doesn't really look nice for them and for Vishnu even, because demigods belong to Vishnu. So Prabhupada says, and Prabhupada says, so Dhyashruta Sampanna Prakhyata Janma Karma bhi. Demons are proud of their knowledge, and also demons are proud of Janma and Karma bhi, their birth, and Karma bhi, and their great success. That's what demons are proud of. Their birth, their success, their knowledge. And if you see from this perspective, everybody in society is a demon, isn't it? Everybody. So whenever you meet somebody, they will say, okay, I did this, I did that. I'm a doctor, I'm an engineer. They will first tell your degree, and the other person will get impressed. Oh, he's great. And the birth. I'm child of son of this and this and this and this. That's what Kunti Maharani says. Janma Aishwarya Shruti Shri Ediman Madapaman. People are proud of their birth, of their name and fame, Shruti, learning, and their wealth. Same thing. They're proud. And that's why Prabhupada says that's why they deride Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they are completely in illusion. They're Moda, Naradama, Maya Pratagyana. Prabhupada brings the point. Demons, because they're proud, they become fools. They don't understand God. They don't surrender to Him. They became Naradhama. They became the lowest of mankind because they do lowest of activities, exploiting others, killing, violence, sex, and Mahapratagyana. And they're completely deluded by illusion. And that is why they exploit this material nature, destroy it, and they deride God. They completely become deluded. And they also become disconnected to themselves. Maya Pratagyana. This is what happens with them. This is what is happening with present society. We are all demons. And you see this whole story of churning the ocean. This is actually present state of society, if you really think about it. Everybody is a demon in society. You don't call them demons, but they are not demons, but let's call them demoniac. They are people with demoniac tendencies, and they're proud of all these things. And the whole civilization is revolving around this demoniac mentality. And here we are to correct it. Srila Prabhupada started this mission to correct it. How do you do that? You will win this whole fight by actually cultivating humbleness. That's what demigods did by removing your own pride. And how do you do that? By Krishna consciousness, by devotion, by accepting the orders of God. For demigods, the order was to make friends with demons and chant the ocean. For us, the order is to chant the holy names and preach. And that if we do, in spite of all difficulties, the point is not that we'll be able to complete the mission or change the entire, but the point is we have accepted the orders of God as whole and soul. And we've dedicated to life to that in spite of all difficulties, and that Krishna will praise. And that will give us strength to actually conquer over demons, preach, and actually destroy all these atheistic ideas of the society and help others not to get influenced by these atheistic ideas, the demonic mentality, demonic ideas. Uh, that's we'll not be able to do if we are not ourselves on the path of devotion, truly on the path of devotion, not just ritualistic or mechanically. Truly means with humbleness, and that means following the orders of God in spite of all difficulties, in spite of all ifs and buts, and to have complete faith in that. And then things will move. Otherwise, things are not going to move. What about things? We will not be able to move. We will be also stuck in one place. Our devotion will get stuck in one place and we'll go down and down and down. We might be chanting and we might be doing things, but we'll go down. And then Krishna will have to come up with a plan, help you rise above all these conditions. But that plan might be little painful for you. That's the whole idea. Surgery is sometimes painful, but you have to go through it. So that plan might be painful. Yeah, it's sometimes it's very painful. You can't tolerate, but what to do? Krishna has to help you. And that's the only way. Prabhupada said, if you have a boil full of pus, you have to get it surgery done. There's no other way. There will be pain, but nevertheless you have to go through it. So that's why Krishna has to come up with a plan. So better, I mean to say, you might say, okay, fine, Krishna will come up with a plan and we'll do that. But that's not a good idea. You take service from him. You're giving him stress. Srila Prabhupada once said to one of his disciples, like, so he was disturbing other devotees, and like he was not even reading Prabhupada books and creating a mess. Prabhupada told him, "You are here to give me stress. You are here to become burden on my head. You don't want to do this thing with Krishna, isn't it? Otherwise, that's absolutely anti-devotional." So we have to learn from this whole incidents. As this story progresses, there'll be more teachings, more insights. But here I will just stop. Any questions, any suggestions? Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for wonderful class and wonderful insights also. Like we'll have to accept the plans of the Lord, however it is, and only then we can move ahead of in our spiritual progress. So very nice class, Prabhu. Dear devotees, any questions or realizations? Please go ahead.
Nothing much. It was clear. Okay. Okay, so I think it's clear, pretty much.
So we do not have, I think, Prabhu. So everyone is just meditating upon the class which you gave. We have some chat. Yeah, in chat. In chat
Yeah,
there is notification for the class that.
Yeah, I read it. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, Prabhu. So, dear devotees, if you have any realizations, please go ahead. Prahladanand Prabhu, you want to say something? Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So we do not have any hand raise or yes, Prabhu,
Okay.
you want to say something?
No, I just wanted to say that's fine. I have
Okay.
other engagements also.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Very nice class. Actually, it's actually a meditative class. Like whenever we have that. We feel that okay, this is the plan how I'm going to do this one. So without the help of the Lord, means like it's of course the Lord is giving us the test through various tests. He's just testing us, and you rightly said we cannot go through that also, but we'll have to go through that. So that's how we can progress in our spiritual path. So that was very nice, and you said that about the demigods. Going to the demons and making friends, how painful it would be for them. So when we put our legs on their shoes, we can understand. Yes, of course, it is like that. In this material world, also we see so many egos even within the family, right? So when we do something, we want to express our thoughts to the family members or something. Okay, this I have done wrong. So how can I go and tell them? So that we just think of that. That once this is just in this material world. For this itself we feel that okay, why I should go, why I should do like this. So that is the pride, means that is the ego we have in ourselves. So everything, so the first point which you made in the start of the class is about the humility. When the humility is a mother of all the characters, means like all the behaviors. So when the mother is going with the child, the child also goes behind that. So that was really very wonderful. So the same, the comparison you made with the humility. Thank you so much.
Somebody is there. Somebody is there on the
Somebody
phone.
has hand raised. Okay. Okay, Sindhu
They just
Mataji,
got a question.
go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. Very, very beautiful class. I always used to wonder why Samudra Manthan, why the Lord takes so many incarnations and help. Your class was very inspiring, and it gave a different perspective, which I really did not have before. I had just one question while Mataji was talking. You said Krishna will actually make us righteous and make us humble. But there is a difference between whom he makes that, right? The reason I'm asking this question is not everybody is interested in bhakti, right? There are other people also who want bhakti and they have a lot of kamna. So it is said that whatever a person wants, Krishna gives them that, whether it is bhakti, mukti, or bhakti. Only when it is in the classification of bhakti does he make them humble. Is that correct? Or it is the way they ask, or it is because they approach Vishnu Murtis or the Vishnu Tattvas, the way they satisfy it is they satisfy making them humble.
No, if you the mukti and siddhis and yogis, mostly they are worshippers of Shiva.
I see.
So Krishna doesn't have to do anything with them. He just gives them liberation and whatever. But if they are approaching Vishnu for mukti and siddhis, yogis and jnanis, then Krishna will not actually really give them liberation. He might give them liberation. He might tempt them and inspire them to go for liberation. But on the process, what he'll do, he will actually make them humble and remove the desire for liberation.
I see.
So that's what Chaitanya Charitamrita says, isn't it? Krishna will not give what is harmful for you. He will give himself. But to come in contact with him, to attain him, we need to be humble. There is no other way. So that's the point there. So there's a difference of mukti, jnanis, and yogis, whom they are approaching.
Okay. So, so people who approach Krishna or people who approach Vishnu, we keep hearing this. You've done a lot of sukriti. So it is not just by fluke or something. It is actually mercy that you approach. There are so many demigods. There are so many thought processes of what we have to do, and we are all so much in imperfection. So even to approach Vishnu and Krishna is the greatest benediction, isn't it? That's what it means at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. You need previous sukrutis to approach Krishna. Otherwise, they will go to demigods. Devan devyajan yanti pitri gata. So Krishna says that. So you need to have some blessings of devotees or some kind of service of Vaishnav Seva to approach Vishnu. Otherwise, they'll not be able to do.
Very nice.
That's your right.
We take it very lightly, Prabhu. We take chanting very lightly. At least I'll
That's
talk
the
about
whole
myself.
point, we take
Mm-hmm.
devotion very lightly. That's the problem. That is the problem.
Correct.
Because it seems easy. It appears easy, devotion. Chant, be happy, dance, prasad. Although the process is easy and simple, but the depth is actually infinite. Devotional, the depth of that devotion is actually is actually, so it's not conceivable, it's almost inconceivable. So in that sense, we always have to remind ourselves again and again, we are on this path not by fluke, as you said. We have done something unconsciously, subconsciously, something we have done. And that benefit we are getting, that we are now giving an association of devotees and holy name, we should take seriously. Otherwise, we lose this chance, or we might also degrade. That might also happen. It's not necessary we'll elevate by this process. If we are not true to ourselves, we might degrade, and that's a real misfortune. Yeah, it's like that.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very, very inspiring again. Very amazing class. The insights that you bring, it is very practical and it is very logical. And thank you so much for your association, Prabhu. Continue to give your association and classes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. We have one more hand raise. Uttara Narayani Ilangu. Prabhuji. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare.
Thank you, Mataji, for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for the beautiful class. I have a question on how to cultivate this humility, because throughout the day we are like associating with every type of people in work, in within friends, and there are a lot of provocating situations. And where do we draw the borderline?
No, humility is not what you think. It's not if you go outside in the world and they're provocative situations, you have to deal with them. Or you might have to even shout on them to keep them down. But if you try to become humble there, you're foolish. That's called foolishness. Because that's not how things work. Humbleness means, Prabhupada, somebody asked Prabhupada what's humbleness. Prabhupada says, simply follow the orders of Krishna. That's humbleness. Following the orders of God, that is humbleness. And what he expects from us, he expects from us, be pure. Be pure in all circumstances. That's the challenge. Not just be pure on Sunday and then impure on Monday, or be pure when everything is right, and then when things go wrong, then we are like becoming nonsense. Not that. Be pure in all circumstances. That's what is order. Control your senses in spite of all temptations. That is humbleness. You see, that is humbleness. And always chant the holy names in spite of the fact we don't have much taste in that. That is humbleness. Tolerate all the dualities of this material world. That is humbleness. If you read entire Gita, this is what Gita talks, isn't it? Gita doesn't say that you go to ordinary man and ordinary people and then accept whatever they say. Gita doesn't say that. In spite of, Gita completely reverses the whole situation. Krishna asked Arjuna to kill them. They were provocating Pandavas. Krishna said, finish them off. That's all. This is humbleness, by the way. Killing demons is humbleness. This is completely reverse logic. So if you're in society and if somebody is saying something, you can simply counter that with all force if it is required. If it is required. Or do what's needful. That's all. Don't try to. So you see, our concept of humbleness is very different. It is not just in this case, demigods have to go down to demons because that was the order of God. They are not doing it perpetually. If they perpetually go down in front of demons, they're fools. They're supposed to kill demons, isn't it? So even Krishna kills demons. Is he not humble? What about him? If we make the definition of humbleness, okay, let's not harm anybody, let's not speak against anybody, then Krishna is not humble. He's the most arrogant person. He always comes and kills demons. What about him? But he has to be the most humble, isn't it? So that's not really humbleness. Just bowing down in front of everybody. Come on. Prabhupada didn't bow down in front of. Prabhupada even didn't bow down in front of to his god brothers. His god brothers came. Prabhupada said, "You get lost from me." So was he not humble? His god brothers were saying, "You're not humble." Prabhupada said, "You are nonsense. I am humble because He didn't say that, but he implied. Prabhupada said, I followed the orders of Guru. I risked my life. And you are sitting in India and you are mad. You are humble, or who is humble? Tell me. So that's, you see, it requires a whole kind of revamp of understanding what is humbleness. It's not easy to become humble. That's the most difficult. It's a queen of all qualities, isn't it? So illusion will confuse us what is humbleness, because Maya doesn't want us to become humble, because if we become humble, Krishna accepts us. So who thinks sense control is humbleness? Who will tell you sense control is humbleness? Nobody's going to tell. So but Gita clearly tells that. So that's you see the point? That's the point there. Vidya Vina Sampanne Brahmane Kaviyastini. To see everybody as soul, that is humbleness. Everybody is part and parcel of Krishna, that is humbleness. To connect entire universe with God, that is humbleness. You understand? That's the whole thing.
Thank you
Hare
very much. That clarifies.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for that question, and thank you so much, Prabhuji. A very different perspective of understanding how humbleness should be. So it's not that whimsically we go and bow down in front of everyone. So where we have to stand there. So just following the orders of the Lord is the humbleness, and sense control is the humbleness. So very nice explanation, Prabhuji. And we do not have any more hand raise or questions in the chat box, Prabhu.
Fine.
So with your permission, we'll end the call here. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your wonderful association and a very nice class. And we want your association in future also. Dear devotees, will pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpadrupasha kripa sindhu
Yasha kripa Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
His Grace
Jai.
Prabhuji.
Jai.
Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sri Devotee.